I didn't close the door, man.
I love you, baby.
Love you too. All right. No? Let me see what's going on here. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fall River Media News. I'm your host, Dave Mead, Fall River Media. And I got some exciting things to tell you tonight. There's a few things I wanted to, discuss. I know I'm supposed to do this on Wednesday, but I have things to do on Wednesday, so I'd like to alternate once in a great while. My show once in a while. So, but tonight, this is a very important show, and I really want to actually talk about what happened and what went on with the ex Fall River police officer that was charged and got caught in a sting operation in Boston by Boston police. And so I really want to talk about that tonight. You know what I'm saying? And plus, we're also going to be talking about Moore Healy tonight, because we found some video. I found some videos, and she's by New Bedford Guide, and when New Bedford Guide interviewed her, and she's really lying about a lot of things. This woman, I mean, she is. I mean, that wasn't going to be on my plate tonight, but so I'm just going to really talk about what happened. What went on. You know what I'm saying? What led this ex Fall River police officer, to Boston, and and was caught in a in a sting operation, So, but I'm going to talk about that first, so that way we can, shed some light on this, because I think all police officers should be held a higher standard. You know what I'm saying? When they're out there and they're committing crimes the way they do. So, but here it goes. Here it goes. So why I mean I really don't understand. But I want to share some light on this, because there is. Hold on one second. So why okay, let me see here. So what happened to this? Okay. This this Fall River police officer, okay, this young Fall River police officer, well, now an ex-police officer that was laid off, okay, well, that was on paid leave, and he went to Boston, and he was arrested for trafficking. He was arrested. He got caught in a sting operation by Boston police officer, and I'm going to tell you that there is all over it's all over Facebook. It's all over the news. It was. He's due back in court next month. He's due back in court. He's on a. I mean, how does an ex Fall River police officer get a $500 bail on sex trafficking? Okay, and getting caught in a sting operation. And and also they find cocaine in his vehicle, and they find booze. Okay, how was a police officer? How was an ex-police officer get away with that? Okay, situation. I mean, now, how can we now gain the public's trust? Okay, knowing that one of ours, police officers from Fall River, was caught in a sting operation, a prostitution with young girls. Okay, and then he gets off on a $500 bail. Okay, I was expecting the judge he'd be held without bail. You know what I'm saying, until his court date. Okay, and my opinion on all this, I think what's going to happen here, and I hope it don't get swept under the rug, but it might. Okay, it might, unless because I think police officers they should be held a higher standard. Okay, and because they tell us, okay, not to commit crimes. Okay, they tell us this. Okay, and all of a sudden, a police officer does it. So so is it okay for a police officer an ex-police officer or a police officer, commit a crime, but it's okay for them to do it, though, right? So there should be some kind of accountability, okay, for this, okay. But I have my I have confident, and I have confident. Good evening, Nick. I have confident that Kelly Furtado, the chief of police, I have confidence in her that that she will, thoroughly investigate this crime. The crime like this. Just hello, and hello. Hi, Elaine. Hello. And I think he should have been held without bail because he's a police officer, because he's a cop. So it makes him okay to be free on bail, but he has a picture on Facebook, okay, with his uniform on one side holding his dog, okay, and he's laughing, okay. Don't you think this guy should have been held, without bail? I think he should have been held without bail. I think he should. Okay, so getting caught in an operation sting by Boston police. Wow, that is horrifying. Okay, that is horrifying. Okay, it is. To me, it's disgusting. Okay, it's disgusting. But with the police chief that we have right now, Kelly Furtado, I think I have confidence in her that she's going to investigate this totally. Okay, I have confidence. I have confidence in her that she would. Okay. Hi. Hello. Hello. Good to hear and good to see you on YouTube. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that very much. And you know, I was going to save this topic for tomorrow, but I feel like that, you know, it needed to be talked about tonight. You know what I'm saying? And but I still got basically a few other things you know, to talk about. A few other things to talk about, but I mean, now, do you think that, you know, he should have been held without bail? I think so. I think so. I mean, because just because he's a cop, what he do? I mean, come on, we're civilians. I mean, look at we're civilians. Well, I just want to I just want to say this, okay? Um, Police Chief Kelly Furtado, okay? I just want to say this. I I have confidence in her that that she's going to have the internal affairs to investigate this a little bit more. So, but the police officer that got caught in that sting operation, um, he's he got caught, and no doubt about it. But he was arraigned and in district court, and so I think what's going to happen, he's got to go to court Monday, next month. Uh, so next month he'll be, I don't know what date he'll be back in court, but he'll be back in court next month. But I still think that you know, he should have been held without bail on a charge like that. You know what I'm saying? I think yeah. Well, I'm not going to say that Kelly Furtado's in Coogan's pocket. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know that for sure. But even though I don't like Coogan at all, I mean, I don't like him. He should resign. He should resign. And you know, but I have confidence in Kelly Furtado, um, and you know, the police chief. I do, and I just, you know, I just know that she's going to do the right thing. You know, so because that shouldn't even be tolerated in any department at all. Any department whatsoever, that shouldn't be tolerated. Okay, whether you're a civilian, whether you're a security guard, police officer, I don't care what department you are working in or you're at. You're supposed to uphold the law, not break them. Okay? You're supposed to uphold the law and not break it. Okay? You're supposed to lead by example. Okay? Yes, so this is why people you know, people become police officers. Okay, you're supposed to lead by example, the department. Okay, and by leading by example, but yet you're showing the criminals out there, okay, that it's okay for the police department to break the law, but when somebody else out there breaks the law, it's not okay. So the cops arrest the criminals, but it's okay. It's okay for the police officers to break the law, but not the people out there. So, I mean, it can't work that way. Okay, it can only work one way. Okay, lead by example. Okay, if you have a partner, okay, and you're working with him on the beat at midnight, and he's corrupt, okay, lead by example. Okay, you show him that you can be a better police officer than him. Okay, supposed to lead by example. Okay? If he's corrupt and he's doing something wrong on a job, you're supposed to say, hey, look, what you're doing is wrong. I'm reporting you. I don't want nothing to do of what you're doing. If a cop is beating up on a suspect outside at midnight at 12 o'clock with a nightstick, you say, look, what you're doing is wrong. So I'm turning you in. Okay? So what you're doing is wrong. Okay? You're supposed to arrest the guy, not beat him up. Okay? You know, sometimes in a department, police department, yeah, I mean, you get some corrupt. There's a lot of corrupt cops. I mean, there is. And you shouldn't even, they should, if a person's got a criminal record, okay, they shouldn't even have it sealed. They shouldn't. Okay. A lot of people, a lot of guys, they know, oh wow, you know what? I'm gonna go seal my criminal record because now I want to be a cop. You know what I'm saying? So when they become cops, they got a badge. So they hide it behind the badge and they think, well, the badge will back me up. You know what I'm saying? But you know something? It shouldn't even be that way. Okay? But this police officer should have been this ex-police officer. He was a lead. He went on leave, on paid leave, and then all of a sudden gets caught in a sting operation. Figure that out, okay? And figure this out. Why did this guy get a $500 bail? Okay, why? Because he's a cop. If it was you or anyone else, we'd be up there with a $10,000 bail instead of a $500 bail. So what makes this guy more? What makes him more? What makes him different than anybody else? He's a person himself because he's a cop. I'll hold him. Oh, all right. You're a police officer. You can't go to jail because you're a cop. Okay? Whippy-doo. You got caught in a sting operation and you belong in jail. So what? If you're a cop, big deal. Outstanding. Outstanding. Wonderful. But now I think the justice system should open up everybody's case and look into everyone's case. Okay? Everyone. Okay? Because there may be some innocent people locked up because of a bad cop committed a crime. Okay? Committed a crime and got a simple $500 bail. And he should have been held without bail. The judge should have had him held without bail, regardless if he was a cop or not. Okay? If that was a civilian on the outside, guess what? They would be held with a $10,000 bail. Never mind being 500. Never mind being $500 bill, and still walking the streets. Wow. But I have confidence in Kelly Furtado. I do. And, I'm not going to criticize her because I've heard good things about her. Okay? I'm not going to do that. Okay? I'm not going to say that she's in Coogan's pocket because I cannot prove any of that. Okay? If I could prove it, if she was, then yeah. But I cannot say that, okay, because that would defamation of character, and and you can get in big trouble for that. And but I'm going to say that I have a lot of confidence in her because I heard good things about her. Okay, the police chief, and she had said that she is going to work thoroughly with the Boston Police Department. Okay, that she's going to work thoroughly with them, and she's in joint investigation because of what the Fall River ex-Fall River police officer did. Okay, and got caught in a sting operation, and I hope they don't cover it up. I hope not. That's one thing. I hope they don't. I hope the justice system won't cover it up, because then now you're going to have accountability. Then you're going to have protesters out there, and they're going to want to defund the police and everything, and and we don't want that. We don't want that. So that's why we have to uh, uh, see how we can see how the police department can gain the public's trust, because a lot of people out there are angry. They're mad. They're upset, man. You know what I'm saying? Families, they're all upset. People get in trouble. Yeah, they are upset. I'm telling you. Hello. They are. There's people out there. They're very upset, and I don't blame them one bit. Okay, because all this stuff. Oh, it's okay for the cops. Don't get me wrong, though. There's a lot of good cops out there. There is. There's some good cops out there, but there's also some bad ones. And and people are afraid to call the police. Okay, that people are afraid, and because they're like, okay, Jesus, now who can we trust? Okay, I mean, obviously we can't trust the criminals out there. Okay, and obviously again we cannot trust the police department, because if we call them, is there a 50-50 chance they're going to do something about it? You know what I'm saying? Or not? Or just going to overlook it? So, I mean, yeah, but there is so anyways, but I'm just saying that it shouldn't be. Okay, um, it no, it shouldn't be, because of they should be held at a higher standard. Okay, police officers should know better. Okay, don't dictate to us and say, well, don't dictate to us and tell us, okay, that okay, well, you shouldn't get in trouble. Look at your own house. Okay, look at your own people. Okay, don't tell us that we shouldn't get in trouble. Look at your own house. Okay, don't look at us. Okay, and this is why people get mad at police officers, because they lock people up. Okay, they lock people up because they commit a crime. What about when they commit crimes? When a person commits a crime, okay, that person gets held without bail. But when a cop commits a crime, especially getting caught in a sting operation. How does that go with? That's embarrassing to the Fall River Police Department. It's embarrassing to the whole department. So, I mean, you know, I just want to say, that again, Kelly Furtado, she's the police chief. And I hope, I have a lot of confidence in her that she's going to do the right thing. But she's already said that none of this stuff should be tolerated in the I think somebody just made a comment, and I really want to read this comment on the bottom here. You see this? David, cops are called within a bag on brag drugs of a shame, right? Cops are I'm reading that, and cops get caught with a bag of drugs. It's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame that this this cop got caught with cocaine too. I mean, he got caught with cocaine. He got caught with liquor and everything. This ex-police officer, and wow. And I'm going to tell you, people hear that in the prison. He goes to prison. Wow, if he does, and they're gonna say, "Oh, I know you. You arrested me a long time ago," and I wonder how that's going to stand out. Oh well, that's not going to stand out very good. I'll tell you that. If he's convicted next month. Oh, sex trafficking. Oh, got caught in a sting operation. Wow. You don't think the prisoners over there read their files? Of course they do. I mean, they read it. Yeah, and they're going to say, wow, I know you. Wow. But I hope they don't cover it up. And Coogan hasn't said too much about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he said a few things about it, but you think Coogan will cover that up quick. You know what I'm saying? Mayor Paul Coogan. But I don't think Kelly Furtado's going to cover that up, because she was very clear that she doesn't tolerate that kind of stuff in her department. You know what I'm saying? And she was a cop for 3 years and major crimes. Because I know, and I heard a lot of good things about her. Okay. And I'm not going to say that she's in Coogan's pocket, because that would be wrong for me to say that. I'm saying I am talking about the police officer that was put on paid leave and got caught in a sting operation. So, and a sting operation. So, people out in the community, they're outraged about this. So they are, and being outraged about it, yeah. Well, so am I. Okay, because now I cannot trust police officers. I cannot trust cops. And you know something? After all of that, okay, bad enough we had a police officer file a file a false police report, not one time. Okay, so I I don't I trust police officers. I don't trust cops. Okay, at all. I'm saying, you know, my uncle was a police commissioner before he died. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. If he was alive today, that cop will never have a job. Okay, that he would have been fired a long time ago. Okay, he would have been kicked off the force. Okay, my uncle Nero Farias. Okay, because let me tell you something. My cousin Nero Farias, he was a police commissioner before he passed away at 95 years old. 90, yeah, it was 96, I think it was. 96 years old. And, and he was devoted to for the FRPD. Okay. He was devoted. So, yes, I do back the blue, if you want to know that. Okay, I do. But I'm not going to tolerate police officers committing crimes. Okay, I'm not going to tolerate it at all. Back in the blue, I do. But I'm not going to tolerate a cop, okay, a bad cop committing crimes, okay, and hiding behind the badge neither. So I'm not going to tolerate it. Okay? Because people like me, people like you own a store, you're going to call the cops. Okay? Cops going to say, well, yeah, I'll look into it. And all of a sudden, the cop doesn't look into it. I will back some cops. Okay? But I do back the blue. I do. But I'm not going to tolerate a cop committing crimes and not going by example. Okay? There's too many corruption going on in the police department, and it needs to be balanced. Okay, police officers cannot seal up their records if they become cops. Okay, that shouldn't even be happening. Okay, that shouldn't be happening. Now I am calling for. This is what I'm calling for now. Okay, I am calling for the justice system to open up every single record that they have on file, but every single arrest by that police officer, and investigate and check and see if it was a legitimate arrest. That's what I'm calling on right now. Because you know something? It should happen. Okay? It should happen. Okay? How do you know half of that arrest that he made was a legitimate? Okay? How does anybody know that? Probably there's guys in jail locked up for something that they didn't do. Okay? How do you know that? Okay? How do you know that? Okay? And this police officer goes out there, commits crimes. All the cases in the justice system should be opened up. They should open up every single case. Okay? Every single case. Because you know something? That is sad. Okay? But so I'm calling on the Justice Department to open up every single case that they have. Okay? And on every single arrest from that date, from the date Okay? Because you know something? It's not fair to anybody else. Okay? It's not fair. Okay? Cops get away with crimes, but and cops get away with crimes. Are you kidding me? And get out on a $500 bail? Oh, I'll get out on a $500 bail, no problem. Okay? Yeah, and he's in his uniform on the other side, kissing his dog and everything. Then his other picture, he's laughing like hell. For real? Yeah. Awesome, huh? We got such an awesome police department. $5,000. Thank you, Scott. $5,000 bail. The judge didn't even have him being held without bail. If that was anybody else, you be held without bail. You would be held without bail. Know why? Because you're not a cop. But if it was a cop, you get out on a $5,000 bail. That's bull. Okay? Cops should be held on a high standard. And we repeatedly said this so many times. From back then, when they had the accountability out there, when they want to defund the police. Remember that? Okay? When they want to defund the police. But you know something, though? I don't believe in defunding the police because we need the police. Okay? I don't believe in that. But what I do believe in is don't hire people that has their records sealed, okay, that want to become cops, okay, and then all of a sudden they commit a crime under the badge. Okay, whoa, the badge will protect me. I got a badge on my shirt. I'm a police officer, so I have a badge on my shirt. So I'm going to but I'm going to I'm going to go. The police officer's going to. I'm a cop, so I can commit crimes anytime I want. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. Okay, cops should be held on a higher standard. They should be, because it's not right. It's not right at all. I'm trying to look for that page, and yeah, well, I think I have it here somewhere. So I think I have it. Yeah. I think it's thunder and lightning out. So, but anyway, Carlos Caesar, I just want to say, I want to get off the subject right now with the police officer. Carlos Caesar, a candidate for former mayor, he just pulled his papers today. If you see him out there, just sign his nomination papers. I mean, hey, he's he's running for mayor of the city of Fall River. And there is also, let me see here. There is also another person is running for governor of Massachusetts. Let's find out. First, I want to read this one. This one here is at breakingnews.com. Massachusetts spent $3 billion on homeless, but didn't build a single building. So let me see. What's this other one here going? Let's see. Let me find something here. I know I have. Yeah, support forensic audit. Yeah, because we do need that. Support that. We do need the forensic audit. State audit Diana released a Bureau of a Special Investigation in a quarter of two reports by summarized by BSI at work. Let me see what that is. Trying to pronounce those words. Supplemental Nutrition Assistant Program SNAP 112,396.88. Medicare 53,608. Transitional aid, family with dependents, children. Wow, it's all right here. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of money. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. Let me see here. See what else is going on. Let's see. Sunday I'm going on a train. Don't take a ride. I'm going to go take a ride on a train Sunday, and going to go to Boston, and I'm going to have fun over there. What do you think about our friend? Let's see here. What do you think about our friend Alfonso Hathaway? What's going on with Alfonso Hathaway, Scott? I don't know. This is the first time I'm hearing this. But what about Alfonso Hathaway? Yeah, because that's the first time I'm even hearing about it. Yeah. Let me see here. I know I have. Let me see here. Let me look on my other page. Let's see here. I'm just trying to find that. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find. Yeah, well, we got to vote out Coogan. It's another one. Okay, so let me see. Let's see. If anybody wants to hop on my live stream, they can. Well, there's the thing about Moore Healy. Okay, I'm going to put this up. This is about that. Yeah, she is blaming Donald Trump for things. And she's a liar. She is a liar. So what? Yeah, Donald Trump is cutting things. A big deal. Yeah, you're a liar. Okay, Moore Healy. You are a liar. Yeah. No, you're not. Yeah, he ain't cutting aid to veterans. You're a liar. You're a piece of crap. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're a liar. Yeah,
other instances,
Governor
make no
Healy.
sense. And in all instances,
Donald Trump is doing a very good job.
frankly, around the country, just
Why
like
is
tariffs,
sack of
and, you know,
baloney?
complaining about tariffs, most you
Yeah.
hear, I think, or nearly majority.
Yeah. See,
Opinion
Democrats will
decline
always
tariffs,
twist things around all the
people
time.
here. And, you know, if you
And
do
this is
think
what
that
Maura
odds
Healy
tariffs,
does.
which she's already
She
opposed to
twists
tariffs,
things around
which means
every
prices
single
are
time.
rising.
Look at
Things
this.
are just getting more and more expensive.
Things are not getting expensive.
To lower costs, to cut taxes, to build more homes, to lower housing costs.
You're full of it.
Bills, right?
Yeah, sure. You're a liar.
These tariffs is just taking us in the wrong
Governor
direction.
Healy, you need to resign. That's what you need to do.
That he changes course.
Yeah.
Inspired by how many people came out across the country?
I think it's important that people continue to speak out about things that are harmful. That, you know, people continue to speak out.
Yeah,
I think it's
well,
important to cut
I'm not mentioning Ronnie Cabral, so Ronnie Cabral's out of the question.
or Alzheimer's, you know, or to cut food, to cut funding for housing or for veterans,
Yeah.
or for our seniors, or for healthcare. That's wrong.
Donald Trump is not cutting anything. So Donald Trump is not cutting anything. Okay, he's not cutting seniors. Okay, he's not cutting.
Cutting housing when I became, cutting taxes. When
Yo, Governor Healy, you're a liar.
First time in 20 years. I filed and signed
You're welcome.
the housing bill, the largest housing bill in history, to build more homes and drive down costs. Look next door.
Yeah, you're full of it, Healy. Stop lying.
The opening of South Coast Rail. Also, we
using South Coast Rail. Here we go. That's all she does is use this South Coast Rail. In 2026, you should resign. Oh my God, you lie so much. And I'm tired of hearing it. Lying so much.
We had a good decision, as you know, for.
It's no surprise to anybody who voted for him that this was going to happen.
I must say that it's
Donald Trump is live right now.
not a very glamorous thing to talk, but eggs.
I love it when he's live right there. Oh, he's live right now.
I said, I've just been here. I didn't know this, please. I didn't know the
Talk about Trump. He's live right now.
I said, man, just got here.
Oh.
You know, let me know about it. What's going on with eggs? Tell me. So they gave me a little bit of a thing, and it's true. Under Biden, they soared like double, triple, quadruple. You couldn't even get them. They were not available. They said, don't use eggs for Easter. Alternative.
I love Trump, man.
At Mar-a-Lago, we got plastic eggs all over the place. They said, don't use it for Easter. If you're doing an Easter egg hunt, do not use eggs. Well, we have a wonderful Secretary of Agriculture, as you know, Brooke Rollins.
Trump is live, everybody. Our our favorite president of the United States.
Play games, right, Brooke? And egg prices are down now 87%. And you have all the eggs you want, 87%. And they didn't write about it. They don't talk about it. I go up, I make speeches about eggs all the time. I never get a reporter writing about it because we were successful. If you're a Republican, when you're successful at something, you have to toot your own horn.
He's right.
Because you're the only one that's going to. It's a pretty rough, it's a rough business, I will tell you. But the shrill voices that you're hearing this week about tariffs are the same scoundrels and frauds who never thought twice about when the United States lost 90,000 factories and plants. Think of that.
90,000 factories and plants.
How do you do 90? If you had a map,
Wow.
the size of that wall, and you had a pin for each factory, you wouldn't have enough room. You think of it, 90,000 factories since NAFTA, the worst trade deal in history, by the way.
Wow, that's a lot.
Had it terminated. Everybody said you'd never be able to. It had to be terminated by Congress, and it was not easy. It was so bad. You know, the people have a lot of. It's very interesting. They have a lot of power. They have a lot of political power. It's hard to get even a bad deal terminated, but we did do it, and we got USMCA, and that's been really great. But when they cheat, it's not so good. And they cheat.
He's right.
Respect Mexico. I respect Canada, but they cheat like hell. You know, Canada charges for our dairy products 270%. Nobody does that.
270%, and with the products. See, this is what the Democrats don't understand.
And the presses, they've only charged 2%. No, that's for the first two cartons. So it's we can't have that, and we have to be wise to it and get along with everybody. But we have to call people out.
That's true.
Manufacturing jobs were lost since NAFTA.
He's right.
21 million illegal aliens poured across our borders. Think of that. Many of whom were violent criminals, murderers, drug lords, and the mentally insane. Insane asylums were closed. They used to go crazy when I talk about Hannibal Lecter, the late great Hannibal Lecter, right? Silence of the Lambs. The fake news would say, why does he talk about that? He's a fictional character. He's actually not. We have many of them that came across the board. It's actually not. But when the people went to the voting booth, then we understood why he talked about that, because they voted for us. They said, we don't want Hannibal Lecter in our country. The great Hannibal Lecter, he was a very important force. But the president would go absolutely crazy if I mentioned Hannibal Lecter's name, because they said he's a fictional character. No, but it was making a point. And the point is they're emptying mental institutions and insane asylums. Not anymore, they're not.
Oh, jeez,
Insane
man.
asylums into our country.
Biden was pouring all kinds of criminals into this country in the first place. Open borders.
I deal with other countries all the time. I am right now in tariffs. They want to make a deal with us. We don't necessarily want to make a deal with them. We're happy the way we are, taking our $2 billion a day. But they want to make a deal with us. And they
we're taking $2 billion a day, which is good.
These are countries. They have borders. They don't let people in. They can't understand how. They did it because they're sick or they're crazy. There's something really wrong with these people. But the same people now telling me about how to deal with China are the ones who sold out America for decades to China. For decades, they gave up to China. I'm the only one that China. You know how much? China's paid almost $700 billion in tariffs onto me. And then they say, Donald Trump hasn't been tough on China. They say Trump hasn't been tough on Russia. Okay, here's the story. Nord Stream 2. Did anybody ever hear of it? It's the biggest pipeline in the world. I closed it.
Good. XL pipeline. Talk about it.
Putin told me that's the worst thing. You're supposed to be friendly with me. I'd hate to see you as my enemy. I closed Nord Stream 2. When Biden got in, he opened it up immediately. It serviced all of Europe, going to Germany. It serviced all of Europe. We closed it, and they say, oh, it wasn't tough on Russia. I was very tough with the sanctions and everything else. And by the way, just for your information, we're trying like hell to get the fighting stopped between Russia and Ukraine. And a thing that never would have happened if the election wasn't rigged. We had a rigged election. And we can say it and say it loud and say it proud because the election was rigged.
Well, yeah.
Stuff happen anymore. Go to paper ballots. Go to same day.
Well, we do need paper ballots.
Go to citizenship. You have to prove your citizenship. A little piece of.
That's right.
And you
Well, we do need paper ballots.
Sort of disappointing because a lot of Republican governors, they could do that. Same day voting, paper ballots, very sophisticated paper actually. It's a watermark. You can't cheat. Very hard to cheat. France went that way. They were like us, and they were
Three-party system.
Elections. They had 37 million people. They voted. They had a winner. They had a loser. They went home. That was it. 10 o'clock in the evening was over. With us, you ever see? We have these machines that cost a fortune. And
yeah, Governor Moore Healy. She talks. Yeah. Oh, she talks a lot of jive about Donald Trump. I'll tell you. That's because she doesn't like him, and because he's a Republican, not a Democrat. I'll bet you any money if he was a Democrat, right? I'll bet you any money she wouldn't talk bad about him like she does.
If nothing else, you say
He's a piece of crap. Governor Healy.
Nothing's foolproof when it comes to voting, but it's pretty close. But it costs 8%. In other words, you can have your election 8%. The cost of the machines, and you get an accurate count. So
absolutely.
They gave us NAFTA, mass illegal immigration. The Democrats did the fake Paris Climate Accord and the China's entry into the World Trade Organization. That was a wonderful day for us. China entered the World Trade. They've done pretty good. And, they didn't do things exactly by the books. And they were a developing nation. They still are. They say, we are a developing nation. We should be entitled to more. And our our people say, oh, that's right, they're developing. They're not developing, we're developing. Look at some of our inner cities. We got to develop them. But we can't let the Democrats get away with this stuff. But we're developing more than they are. The globalists have been wrong about everything, and so I wear their attack on me because nobody has ever been attacked like a man named
Yeah.
Trump. In the history of our country, nobody's ever, but I wear it as a badge of honor. Nobody has ever been attacked. I was under more investigations than the late great Al Capone.
Hey, at least he admits it.
Most violent mob boss in history, and I was under investigation far more than him.
He was on investigation far more than him.
Opponents are not afraid that our America First policies will fail. They're terrified that our strategy will succeed, and we're going to get bigger and stronger and better as a party, and that's what's happening, and that is what's happening. There's going to be something.
They're calling him a criminal, and he hasn't even been charged with anything. He's the president of the United States now.
Years of betrayal will not be forgotten.
Years of betrayal. They betrayed him really bad, the president. Donald Trump, they betrayed him bad, the Democrats.
To me, that's treason. What they've done to our country is
Yeah, it is. It is treason. Him, Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, they betrayed Trump.
Did you cut off? Did you, sir, make a phone call to the police in Colorado? Yes,
Unbelievable.
I did. You've attacked us and you've taken over our building. They took over real estate all over Colorado. You did, right? Give me your hand. Put the hand down. Boom. Cuts off his fingers.
Ooh.
And they want him back. And how about the mix-up with the MS-13, where it wasn't a Trinidad rocket?
Yeah.
It was an MS-13 killer.
An MS-13, yeah.
Oh, they got to mix up. Let's get them back into our country. We need people that are going to love our country. I'm proud to be the president for the workers, not the outsourcers. The president is.
Thank you, President Trump, for
who protects the middle class.
thank you, President Trump, for stepping up again.
America, not trade cheaters all over the globe. They're trade cheaters. They cheated on us. They cheated with tariffs on us.
They did cheat with tariffs on us.
And now people are going around saying, "Oh, we're not treating them right now. We're treating them very good, actually."
The president, the U.S. is treating people very well.
Tariffs, and I said, "Well, we're going to charge what they did."
That's right.
I'm going to charge much less than they did.
He's going to charge much less.
But we're doing very well, better than we've ever done before. My job is not to maximize the profits of outsourcers and these foreign corporations are horrible. It's horrible what they're doing, but we're catching them. We're catching them by the dozens. My job is I have to defend the American dream, and I have to defend the American citizens. That's my job. I have to defend that. The American dream is never mentioned. It was mentioned for 4 years, and now it's being mentioned again, but it was never mentioned when we had Sleepy Joe in office. I used to have the hardest thing I had to do with Joe Biden is the nickname. Do I call him Sleepy Joe?
All right. So other countries are hitting us with tariffs, so we do it back to them. So it's, but so let's. I'm looking for that thing there for the Texas governor is under fire for pushing special education in November. Wow. Let's see here. Let's see here. The IRS is deadline claiming of 1,400 stimulus checks, and next week who are available. Yeah, Hagum Jeffries, unbelievable, man. Him too, challenging Mike. House Majority Leader Hagum Jeffries is challenging Speaker Mike Johnson to the floor debate on the budget plan. Yeah, and House Majority Leader and the challenger Speaker Mike Johnson, he's over there laughing. If they say, "What are you, a joke?" Hagum, yeah, come on, please. Debate. Oh Lord. Dozens dead included former MLB pitcher Cabell Dell after a roof collapsed. Oh, the whole house and collapsed. So just wanted to let you know that New Bedford man granted parole after conditions after murdering a family friend. Wow. I thought there was supposed to be a life sentence for these people. A life sentence. I mean, these people are these people uh, are getting away with murder now. Holy shit! Dang. Let me see what's going on over here. I gotta check some more out over here. Musk is on top of Trump advisor field over the tariffs, but dumber thanks and stacks of bricks. Let's see. Hey, terrorists always make America great again in the U.S. Chicago man charged in connection of serious sexual crimes, police saying. Oh, Lord. Let's see what else is going on here. Trying to find that, what do you call it? And I can't find it. I think it's on. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, right here. Let's see. All right, so this is what I want to play right here.
In Boston, Massachusetts. Officer Mitchell Walsh of the Fall River Police Department was arrested by the Boston Police Human Trafficking Unit after allegedly planning to meet a 15-year-old girl to pay for sex. Now, his arrest came after an officer was undercover for 6 weeks as a 15-year-old girl communicating with Officer Walsh of the Fall River Police Department, and they ultimately agreed to meet up at a location, and Officer Walsh allegedly agreed to pay $200 to have sex. Now, once they agreed on a location to meet up for sex, that's when Officer Walsh drove his gray Dodge Ram pickup truck to that location, and that's where the Boston Police Human Trafficking Unit surrounded his vehicle and made an arrest. Now, when they searched his vehicle, they found bags of cocaine, a bottle of vodka, and a pack of nips. And it's also worth noting that he was on leave from the police department due to personal matters related to substance abuse. Officer Mitchell Walsh of the Fall River Police Department is being charged with enticement of a child under 16, sexual conduct for a fee with a child, attempted rape of a child, and possession of a Class B drug with intent to distribute.
Yeah.
A Fall River police officer.
See, this guy, okay, he was a Fall River police officer, okay. He was on paid leave due to other issues that he had. Okay, and and he gets caught in a sting operation. So why did this guy be held at a higher standard? Why didn't this police officer be held on a higher standard? Okay, why? You know what I'm saying? Because he was a police officer, huh? What about the other people out there, huh? What about the other ones? Come on. I mean, what's fair is fair. Okay? What's fair is fair. What about the other people out there? Okay. Now, there's other people out there being arrested, but also being held without bail. But why did this police officer wasn't held without bail? And he got out on a $5,000 bail. Why? Why is that? You know what I'm saying? So, but Coogan hasn't said too much about it. But I'm going to tell you, I have confidence in Kelly Furtado. I have confidence in her, the police chief that we have now. I have totally confidence in her that she's going to go through this investigation. Okay, and yeah, because she did say, okay, she did say that stuff like this should not be tolerated in our department. Okay, which is she's right. She's right on that part. She's right on the dollar on that part. But I don't want people saying that she's in Coogan's pocket. I don't have any proof of that. Okay, at all. No proof whatsoever. Okay, because that there is what you call defamation of character. Okay, defamation of character, and you get in trouble for that. Okay, you can. And that it may be a misdemeanor, it may be a felony, but you can't go and say you cannot go and say that the police chief is in somebody's pocket and out. So just give you a heads up with that. But I'm just saying that I have confidence in her. That she'll investigate this, and she will investigate this. I have confidence in the chief. Okay, so but again, how can we trust police officers? How can we trust cops, though? You know what I'm saying? How can we gain the public's trust? Again, you know what I'm saying? How could they gain the public's trust? Okay, they would, the public's trust doesn't come easy. You have to earn that. Okay, you have to earn it. But some of these good cops are gonna suffer because of one. Well, we had two bad cops. Okay, so some of these good cops are gonna have to suffer just for one or two bad cops, right? Okay, but I don't see why he got away with not being held without bail because he's a police officer. I mean, this is bullshit. Okay, this is bull. Okay, higher standards like everyone else, like a civilian. Okay, should be held a higher standards. Okay, and there is people out there. There's people out there. This whole entire community is angry about this. Okay, and you know what? I don't blame them because cops should be going by example. They should be doing things. They should be showing example. Okay, they should be a leader instead of a follower. Okay. There should be a leader. Scott, I'm talking about the Fall River police officer that was arrested due to sting operation. Due to a sting operation. Okay, and in Boston, when that Fall River police officer was arrested by Boston police, by the Boston police, a sting operation, prostitution of a 13-year-old. I think it was a 13-year-old girl. I'm not sure. This Fall River police officer had cocaine in his car, and he had booze and everything. Come on, the community right now is outraged with this. Okay, and something, it's an embarrassing to the Fall River PD. Okay, and this is why we have protest, community accountability. Okay, this is why they want to defund the police, because of stuff like this is happening. Okay, stuff like this. It's not right. Okay, but now what? Now I am calling. Okay, I am calling on the Justice Department. Okay, to open up every single criminal proceedings that they had, that they have, because of this one bad cop. Okay, one bad cop. Okay, for what he did. Okay, all right. To open up every single every single one. Okay, I'm calling on the Justice Department to do that, because let me tell you something. There could be people in jail for no reason at all, okay, that didn't even commit crimes, okay? So that's why I'm calling on the Justice Department to open up an investigation and open up every arrest that was made. Investigate every arrest that was made, okay? Because it's not right, okay? It's not right for the civilians, okay, the people that do get arrested, and this cop gets away with $5,000 bail and wasn't even held without bail at all. Well, community is outraged with that one. So I don't know how they're gonna fix that, but they're gonna fix something, because for what I'm hearing, there's going to be protests, march down the street again, like before, just like before. Okay, you're going to have Black Lives Matter. You're going to have people accountability against police officers. They're going to want to defund the police because of this one bad cop, of what he's done. Okay, for what he did. Okay, and the community is outrageous. So, but now I'm asking the community, how can we continue having how can we trust the police again? You know what I'm saying? How can we? I mean, they have to earn it. They have to earn our trust. Okay, they have to earn it. The good cops have to suffer because of a bad apple that was on the police force. Okay, that was on the police force. But again, I have confidence in Kelly Furtado, the chief of police. I heard good things about her. Okay, I heard good things about her. She does her job. Okay, I don't want people going around and saying that she's in Coogan's pocket, because nobody has any proof about it. Okay, nobody has no proof of that. Okay, I have confidence in her that she's gonna work with the Boston police department. She's going to work with internal affairs. I call them the rat squad. So the internal affairs. And she's going to work with the district attorney's office. So I do have confidence in her that she's going to do the right thing. So again, she's not in Coogan's pocket. Okay, nobody has proof of that. So defamation of character can get you in a lot of trouble for that. So I mean, just because Coogan's a hack, that doesn't mean that the police chief is in his pocket. Okay, so just because he's a hack, okay, and the mayor of the city of Fall River is corrupt. Okay, you show me proof, then if you can't show me any proof, then don't say things if you ain't got proof. Okay, because it's not right. So, because I mean, I have confidence in her that she's going to work with the district attorney's office. She's going to, work with the internal affairs, and the Boston. She's in the Boston police department, because I mean, this is a serious crime that this ex-Fall River police officer committed. And that stuff shouldn't even be tolerated in the department with any police officer whatsoever. Okay, and this is why we hold these police officers accountable. Okay, yes, I do back the blue, but a lot of the bad cops have to be held accountable. Okay, they have to be held to a higher standard, okay, with the community. Cops are not perfect. District attorneys are not perfect. Judges are not perfect. Lawyers are not perfect. Okay, so this is why they get held on a higher standard. Okay, even lawyers and judges, we hold them on a higher standard, because you want to know why we hold them on a higher standard? Because they're not perfect. Judges will make mistakes. The police department will continue on making mistakes. Cops will make mistakes and try to get away with things. But we are watching them. Okay? We have our eye on the police department. We have our eye on the court system. Okay? We do. They have to be held they have to be held a higher standard, because if we keep letting keep letting police officers get away with things, okay, if we do keep letting them get away with things, what's going to happen is that it's going to get worse, and it ain't going to get any better. So that's why we have to hold them on a higher standard. But I think that police officer should have been held without bail, regardless if he was a police officer or not. So just because he's a cop, that shouldn't have never. He should have been held without bail. That's sad. Okay. The district attorney, courts, the judges, they should have said, look, you know what? You need to be held on a higher standard. Okay. Just because you're a cop, it doesn't mean anything. Okay. Just because you wear a badge, it doesn't mean nothing. You committed a crime, you should be held without bail. Okay. You should be. Okay. Shame on you. Okay. Shame on you. Okay. For getting caught up in a sting operation with the Boston Police Department, and having cocaine in your car and booze. So shame on you. You embarrassed the whole department. Okay, it is embarrassing. Okay, it is embarrassing. Okay, because you know something, a lot of these cops, okay, a lot of these good cops have to suffer for the bad ones. Okay, and there's a lot of good cops on the police force. But now I'm calling for the justice system to open up an investigation and look into all these criminal records. Okay, so I'm calling for the justice system to do that. Okay, because it's because of this one bad cop. Okay, he's supposed to lead by example. He's supposed to be a leader, not a follower. Okay, he's supposed to be the leader. Okay, he's supposed to uphold the law, not break the law. And the community is very upset, and I don't blame the community for being upset for what this ex-police officer did. And he was on leave too, paid leave. And wow. So he's going back to court the following month. I don't know what date, but I like to know what date he's going back to court, because he should be held on a higher standard. And I don't know why he's let out on a $5,000 bail. And the whole entire community is outraged for that. But again, and I'll say it one more time, I have faith. I have faith, and I also have confidence in Kelly Furtado, the police chief, okay, that she's going to do her job, and she's going to go right by the book, and joint investigation with the Boston Police Department and Internal Affairs, and dig up every single dirt that's on this ex-police officer that's charged with child trafficking and prostitution, and whatever charges he's got against him. And you know something? I hope they throw the book at him. Because you know something? I hope they do throw the book at him. And I'm not talking about a reading book. Throw the book at him. Make sure he does. Make sure he does 10 years in prison. Okay? And police officers, higher standards for now one. But I want the justice system to open up an investigation on. I'm calling out the justice system to open up an investigation and open up every single record, every single record, not just on his arrest, but on everybody else's arrest too, because it's not fair. Okay, it's not fair at all. So that's all I'm going to say today. Sorry, I could have waited till tomorrow to say this, but tonight I couldn't wait, so I had to report this over here. So, but that's on my show today. So, but I'm going to tell you, Governor Moore Healey, she's a liar, okay, and she always will be a liar, okay, because she likes to lie, okay, and and I'll say this again, tariffs, okay, tariffs are a bargaining chip. Other countries use them on us. So, other countries use them on us, so we use them back. And prices are not going up. You know what I'm saying? Before Donald Trump took office, before he took office, former President Joe Biden was the president of the United States, and he made a mess of this country, he made a mess. He left Trump a mess to clean up, so the wall's already up as we speak. The XL pipelines are going to go in. We're giving back more jobs. We're bringing back more jobs to the U.S. We're bringing back more manufacturing to the U.S. U.S. we're getting more. When I go up to way up North Main Street, I see more new manufacturings move in. More manufacturings moving in. I see it all the time. New ones every time I go up there. So industrial park, I see more new manufacturings moving in. And I'll tell you, and I'm happy about that because we need jobs up there. We need jobs in that, and we need jobs in that area. So I'm glad that I see a big turnaround in that industrial park. There's more manufacturing moving in and up there, and there's going to be more coming to the U.S. very soon. So, things going to take a while. Because Joe Biden made a mess of this whole entire country. How can you? It's probably going to take maybe until next year to clean this up. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take, yeah. So Joe made a mess of this, and so did Kamala Harris, and And the Democratic Party, they still want to make a mess of it. So it is what it is. But it's going to get cleaned up. So I don't want people blowing a gasket. You know what I'm saying? So. But Governor Moore Healey, boy, she likes to lie about Trump, man. Whew. All the time she lies. Lies. That's all I hear out of that woman's mouth all the time is lies. But here she is raising taxes on cable boxes and candy. This is what she does. But she's so much complaining, about what Trump's doing. But she does not look what she's doing in her house. So how do you figure that out? Well, maybe she's blindsided and so corrupt she can't see what goes on in her house. Sorry, but she's so stupid to think. But but a lot of factories are coming. I seen it up Industrial Park, and a lot of manufacturers are coming in here. I see a lot of them because I take a bus in that area a lot. I'm saying I see that manufacturing coming, all new manufacturings, and I'm gonna go up there again because a lot of manufacturers are coming to the U.S. because of what they did. They took all the manufacturings. Past presidents took all the manufacturings and shipped them overseas and stuff for cheap labor and that's not right. So with that being said, but let's hope and pray that let's hope that the justice system opens up an investigation and opens up all these arrests, all these files, not only under his watch, but under all the other all the other police officers that made these arrests under their watch too. Open up all these, investigate all these arrests, because, but I believe that there is some people locked up for no reason at all. You know what I'm saying, it's a shame for what's going on in our department. Okay, you don't hear that, and you don't hear that in the state police barracks. Maybe once in a while, but in Swansea, Somerset, you don't hear that in their barracks. You know what I'm saying, cops committing crimes like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to be a cop, be a cop. Do the job right. Do the job right. Make the arrest. You know what I'm saying? But don't go out there and break the law. Don't tell us not to break the law, and you go out there and break the law. That's bull. I mean, come on. I mean, where is the common sense in this world? No common sense whatsoever. Okay? Not even in the police department there is common sense. Okay? We talk about out here. We talk about children from high school doing stuff, breaking things, destroying property. The adults do it themselves. So where is the common sense? There ain't no common sense. And, Governor Moore Healy, you should also be following by example too, okay? Example too. You're not a leader. You're a phony and a fake. That's what you are, a phony and a fake, okay? And you know something? And you destroyed your own Democratic Party, because nobody else is going to want to vote for you anymore. You destroyed it, okay? You destroyed your own party, and your own party is really upset. And that's why they are walking away and joining the Republican Party instead. Sorry, but hey, you know what I'm saying? It has to be told. We can all disagree, we can all agree, but it is what it is. So, but anyway, let's see, what time is it? It's 8:44. Wow. I think I still got a couple of more minutes on this live stream. I came on today because I really wanted to put this out there and let people know what's up over there. And this is why people don't respect. And this is why people don't respect the law. Okay. So this is why people don't respect the law. Okay, because the law does not respect the people. Okay, out here. So that's why. You know what I'm saying? And and if the law stop breaking the law and respect the people out here, maybe the people would have respect for the law. Okay, they tell us not to break the law, so we need to stop. But how can you tell somebody not to break the law when when you have a police officer doing it themselves? We had two police officers. One police officer, fraud. What was he doing now? He filled out a fraudulent report. We had one police officer did that, and what else we had? And now we got this guy over here. This police officer committing crimes on sting operation. Are you kidding me? Come on. I mean, you can't go by example. You can't be a leader. You're gonna tell you're gonna tell the guys out. You're gonna stop and say, "Hey, you're gonna get out of the car and say, hey, look, you don't belong on a corner. You're breaking the law." You know what the person's gonna say? Well, how about you? You're breaking the law. Your cops broke the law. So why are you telling us? Or are you gonna stop somebody from speeding and say, hey, well, give me a ticket for speeding? He's going to say, the driver's going to say, no, well, I ain't taking a speeder. See you later, bye. Well, you're telling us not to speed, but here you are speeding, and here you guys are breaking the law. For real? Yeah, that's why people get upset at the police, and I don't blame them. Because the police don't have no respect for anybody. Maybe some of them, but not all. No respect. Well, I'm going to give you guys an update on Marty right now. And, well, Mrs. Marty right now, I have to go out tomorrow and see if I can, I got to get some stuff for her nose and stuff, and some buttons. I'm gonna put some more features on there. I think so. She's gonna look marvelous. She's gonna look good. She will. She's gonna look great. So tomorrow I gotta go out there and get the stuff, and because I couldn't do it today, so I'm gonna go out there and do it tomorrow, and I'm gonna spend the day with her, and I'm gonna be putting the features on there. I'm gonna be putting the nose. Yeah. So, and then when she's all done, when I'm all done putting the features up there, she is going to she's going to be making her appearance out there in the community with me and on my black table, and I'm going to talk to people how I built her, and how I how she's been built by box and stuff, and yeah. So we're gonna discuss a lot of things out there too as well, in the community, and I'll be live out in the community. Anybody wants to come by and take a look, man? Come by and take a look, man. You want to take a picture of Mrs. Marty? Come by and take a picture of Mrs. Marty, man. She's a robot, and people think, I don't want people to be scared, what I'm saying, of it. You know what I'm saying? She's just a box robot. I mean, she's not gonna harm anybody. You know what I'm saying? So she's a great robot. Okay, she's awesome. So let's see here. It's 8:49. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? Yeah, so again, we talked about a lot of things today. So we talked about the accountability. We talked about the police officers that was in a sting operation, and that got caught in a sting operation. So, and we talked about a little bit about Maura Healey, how she's lying about Trump. Okay, and and she'll continue on lying too. So, and I really want to share this. Let me see what one of my friends. Let's see. So I want to share that with my cousin CJ. And I also want to my friend Sandra Souza, and also somebody else. So yeah. So again, I wanted to before I go, I wanted to talk about something, say something else. So let's do this, okay? So we want the justice system. I'm calling on the justice system to open up an investigation on all the cases, all the arrest cases. So I am. That's what I'm doing. And because and yeah, so and probably also look into more cops. Investigate more cops, have the internal affairs and the justice system look into more cops. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Again, I love Back in the Blue, but I mean they have to be held accountable too. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because they're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? And have the justice system and the district attorney's office look into, um, and also the internal affairs look into more cops. They may find more corruption in the police department. So, but again, and I'll say it one more time, I have totally confidence in Kelly Furtado. People shouldn't say that Kelly Furtado is in Mayor Paul Coogan's pocket. You would have to have totally proof for that. Okay, you would have to have proof. Okay, and if you ain't got proof, um, you can get in a lot of trouble. Okay, saying stuff that that is not true. You know what I'm saying? So you get in a lot of trouble for that. That's called this was called it's called defamation of character, saying that a police chief is in somebody's pocket, which is I don't nobody has proof. Okay, no one has proof. Okay, so you can't go around saying stuff like that. Okay, you show me proof, I talk about it. You show me no proof, then it's hearsay, speculation. That's all it is. Okay, it's speculation. It's people saying this and people saying that. Okay, so um, but again, I have confidence in her that she's going to work. She's going to join the investigation with the Boston police. I heard a lot about her. She's Kelly Furtado. 11 years, 3 years on the police force. 11 years. I heard a lot about her performance. So I've heard a lot of talk when my uncle Nero Farias was alive, and because he was the police chief. He's the police commissioner, and I heard a lot of talk, and she is good. Who is Alpha S. Hathaway for an interview? So who is he? I mean, I don't get it. If I knew who he was, then yeah, I would bring him on for an interview. But I don't know who he is, so I don't. Um, but please don't say anything that is not, you know, um, don't say anything about anybody or any uh, about anything about Kelly Furtado, because if you have proof, give it to me. If you ain't got no proof, then don't mention it. Because it's only hearsay. It's only hearsay. I don't like Coogan at all. Okay, I don't. Coogan's corrupt. Yeah, he is. You know, we're looking for him to resign. So, interview video. Oh, Rodman Street. Wait a second here. Let me get my other glasses on. Oh, wait. Hold on. I don't know. I might. I mean, this sounds interesting. This guy's trying to tell me something here. Your interview, Alpha Rodman Street. Oh yeah, I did. I did, and I interviewed Alfonso once on Rodman Street. Yeah, I did. Why should I interview him again? What's going on? I probably will if I'm out there. Oh, the little man. Yeah, Alpha. Yeah, I did. I did interview him at one point. Rodman Street and Tremont. He talked to a lot of people. Yeah, he does. You know who I am talking to you at Stop and Shop. Alpha Hathaway. you know who I am. I talked to you at Stop and Shop. And about a week ago, yeah, you're Alfred Hathaway. Yeah. So yeah, I know I talked to you. Talk to a lot of people. Yeah. Well, I do. I mean, because Rodman Street and Tremont Hathaway. Yeah, but it's awesome. But hey, you know, let me see. Yep, it's almost 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go and have my snack soon. Let's see here. Let me see if there's anything else I need to talk about. Well, I'm going on a train on Sunday. So I'm going to take the train Sunday up to Boston train station. Probably go live up there and talk about a few things up there in Boston. Bring my tripod, my cameras with me, and talk about a few things up there. I might. And just to see what's going on up there. My son took a train ride up there the first time. Then he went back up there just to look around. Then he went back up there again, and he loves it. Great. Let's see what else is going on here. See here. Turtle Boy is on. Oh, yeah, the Karen Reed case. Yeah, Karen Reed, double jeopardy. ARP sounds alarm on Social Security starting and sudden deadline to customer service. Wow. California residents as a surge act on April 15th. Deadlines to claim one stimulus money. Oh boy. I'm just reading what's here. Let's see what else is happening here. Dozens of dead after roof collapse, and Denmark, in a Dominican Republican nightclub. Massachusetts CEO Monica Tebble Nuts wants to connect with the Commonwealth. Let's see what else is being said here. J.D. Vance's I love to read in response. I only questions very easy for this official vice presidential poll scare member David. Call, let's see, breaking news, a shocking statement on Carlin's Lovett confirmed. Let me see what this is. This office is kind of media's advisory by President D for a mandate release of 4.8 and media advisory that President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania But I'm going to tell you, okay, when Trump was running for president, okay, and sometimes people forget, okay, that he was almost assassinated, that poor guy. Okay, he was almost, okay, a couple of times, okay. But you know something? He stood up for us. He stood up for us. And he stood up for us. He kept on fighting for us. And that's why I voted for him, because he fought for us. Where Joe Biden did not fight for us. Joe Biden did not put American first. Joe Biden put America last. Joe Biden screwed up this whole entire country. But I'm not going to get into that part. What I want to do is, there is a Republican, Mike Kennedy, officially announced that he was running for governor in Massachusetts. So he is running for, he is running against Maura Healey for governor. So I've been hearing a lot of good things, but I've also been hearing a lot of bad things. So, I mean, what could get any worse? Republican Mike Kennedy officially announced his run for governor in Massachusetts on Monday, making him the first formal challenger to incumbent Democratic Governor Maura Healey in the 2026 gubernatorial race. Kennedy Lexington, the resident with a background in private quality and public service as a secretary of the House Economic Development under Governor Charlie Baker from 2018 to 2022. During his term, he was focusing on economic recovery, housing policies, and workforce development, including significant housing reform and paramedic response effort. Kennedy launched his campaign with a video assuring of Massachusetts is heading in the wrong direction. Everything from gas, housing, and taxes in too expensive. Too many kids are receiving the education they need. Ain't receiving the education that they need. To compete in a global economy, our transparency system is still broken. How despicable violence in immigration shelters and human tragedies and national embarrassment our beacon and our hill has become, and a beacon in the narrow rear view mirror, said candidly in the video. I am running for governor because I believe unlimited potential of our state through power and people. Candidly is a background included over 15 years at the Spectrum Quality, where he helped manage nearly 15 billion in assets and early works at TA Associates. He's also served as a special advisor to receive Lawrence Public Schools in 2013 and 2015, aiding turnaround past Baker's administration. He joined the Boys and Girls Club of Boston, Chief Strategy Officer in 2023, focusing on youth development in Dartmouth and Harvard Business and School. Graduated. He has never run for public office before. Well, Massachusetts deserves a governor who will work with a people, not against them, who know how to manage the public finance and not drill them, and who is willing to build coalition to do the work of the people, said Kindley. For governor campaign manager Ben Hitcher, Mike Kelly lifetime, creating a jobs expanding opportunities, and his comments and making Massachusetts and state that affordable with a government we can believe, making him the only candidate who can defeat Maura Healey. The Democratic response versus the Massachusetts Democratic Party criticizes Kelly's record, claiming he has failed to grab housing costs or cut taxes during his tenures. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say Republican officially enough. But hey, good luck to you in your campaign, and we will yeah, we're looking forward to see what this guy's going to do. But most people say that under the Bacon administration, he worked under the Bacon administration. So we will see. Maybe Baker's backing his dude up right here too. So we'll see. We'll see in 2026. It's not here yet, but he has announced his official run for governor of Massachusetts. Well, like I said, anything's better than Maura Healey right now. That's what I say. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know what everyone else thinks about it, but right now, anything's better than her right now. You know what I'm saying? So the only way we can get her out of there is to put somebody else that never ran for public office before. So he announced it. So let's let's. I mean, he looks like he's got a perfect record. I don't know, but I mean, he worked under the Bacon administration. So anything right now is better than Maura Healey. You know what I'm saying right now. So I also want to switch my focus on the local candidates right now. That's running for mayor, Carl Caesar. Carl Caesar running for mayor of the city of Fall River against the incumbent Mayor Paul Coogan. There is nominations out there. If anybody wants to run for public office, go grab your nomination papers. If you want to run for city council, you want to run for mayor, you want to run for whatever, just get your nomination papers going and go and go do this. So, but anyways, my time is up. It's 9/11, and have a great night, everybody. This is Dave Mead, Fall River Media News, always broadcasting every Wednesday, but this was a special broadcast today because I had to talk about what I needed to talk about tonight. So, again, this is Dave Mead for Fall River Media News. I'll be broadcasting Wednesday again at 8 o'clock. And I will have something different. But again, hold your politicians accountable for everything that they say that they're gonna do and they don't do. So stay angry, hold your politicians accountable. Take care, everybody. Have a great night, and thank God that this segment is over. Take care. Love you all.